Kenny Rogers, from The Gambler to Lucille and The Coward of the County, one of the most influential American singer-songwriters ever, charming a nation with his incredible storytelling, longing melodies, and a voice that resonated with millions. Today, we're going to show you 10 very interesting facts about the gambler himself, Kenny Rogers. Before he was in the Eagles, Don Henley was part of a band called Shiloh, and in the late 1960s, Rogers became a mentor to the group, especially to Henley. The band even lived with Rogers in LA a few months before completing their debut album. Henley considers Rogers a tremendous influence in their own life, and upon the music industry in general, saying, "50 years ago, the gambler took a gamble on me and my first band from small-town Texas, and his big-hearted support launched many careers, including mine. He also gave me some of the best career advice I've gotten. You'd better be nice to the people you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet those same people on the way back down." Kenny Rogers is famous for collaborating with artists such as Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, and the Bee Gees. But did you know that he also shares a connection with the Beatles? In 1985, George Martin oversaw the production of Kenny Rogers' album, The Heart of the Matter. Always humble, Roger once said of the experience, "Sir George Martin was a wonderful, incredibly gifted person. I don't know why he ever bothered to do an album with me, and I was thrilled and touched that he did, and I loved working with him. It may be the highlight of my personal career." But it turns out that Kenny Rogers was actually involved in a lot outside of the music world as well. He was actually a well-respected photographer and covered many famous subjects over the years. Perhaps most notably, he was invited to the White House in 1993 to create a portrait of then First Lady Hillary Clinton. Another non-musical hobby, Rogers played tennis for over 10 years and was even nationally ranked. In an interview with Rolling Stone, he revealed that he practiced 8 hours a day, every day, and touring allowed him to pick up matches with tennis champs all over the world. Although he collaborated with the CEO of KFC, John Y. Brown Jr., to open Kenny Rogers Roasters in 1991, the first location was in Coral Springs, Florida. Over the next several years, the chain opened locations throughout the U.S. before being bought out by a Malaysian conglomerate. Though all the U.S. locations closed years ago, you can still enjoy the famous roasted chicken at locations in Asia. Long before today's famous HGTV shows, Kenny Rogers began designing, renovating, and flipping houses back in the 1980s. He purchased houses mainly in Los Angeles and throughout Georgia, often selling them for millions. At one point, a Beverly Hills home he sold for $20 million in 1984 and broke the record for real estate prices in Los Angeles at the time. Although most touring artists frequently change the bands or band members they worked with, Rogers worked with the same group for decades. He had played with a group called Bloodlines since 1975 and has said on numerous occasions that he considered them family. Back in the early 2000s, the website menwholooklikeKennyRogers.com was created as one of the strangest tributes to the star I've ever seen. It features hundreds of men, famous and otherwise, who bore a resemblance to Kenny Rogers, ranging from characters such as Trekkie Kenny and Hot Tub Kenny. The website featured hundreds of lookalikes. The site was even voted a top 100 website by Yahoo, and of course, the man himself had his own opinion. Kenny Rogers says, "I think that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. As long as you do it in good taste and don't go down a road that I think is not really what I'm about, then I don't care how much you make fun of me." Though it has since been taken down, many of the original Men Who Look Like Kenny Rogers can still be found thanks to the magic of the internet. One of Kenny Rogers' most famous songs, Lucille, caused a bit of confusion with his mother, also named Lucille. Rogers' mother was initially upset when she first heard the track, which is about a mother who abandons her husband and 4 children. In his book, Luck or Something Like It, Rogers details a hilarious exchange in which he reassured her. "I said, 'Mom, first of all, you have 8 kids. Secondly, it's not about you. And thirdly, I didn't write it.'" Although Rogers' songs are beloved by people of all ages around the world, he famously did not consider himself a songwriter. In fact, although he had 42 songs make it to the Billboard's Hot 100 list over the years, he only wrote 5 of them. Rather than being limited by working with other writers, however, Rogers felt empowered by it since he felt it allowed him to be more creative and to keep trying new things. He said, "I never felt hamstrung by one form, even if I had been successful with it. I had no reason to limit the songs I could do." And finally, to leave you on a brief but adorable note, Kenny Rogers also owned a pet goat. Rogers often called the pet Smitty, his center. Well, that's all for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.